Hey, Beck.
Hey, Corey, what's going on?
Happy Monday. Made it through the weekend.
Oh, it's Monday. Oh, good to know.
It is Monday.
I wasn't sure. Hey, everybody who's joining us. Welcome to Deep Discussions and Shallow Thoughts. This is episode number 1. I'm Becky Schott, coming to you from my really comfy, cozy living room on this fine Monday morning.
And I am...
Afternoon. I guess it's afternoon.
It's afternoon. Our guest will be in the morning, but we'll get to him here shortly. Good afternoon. I'm Corey Mearns, calling in from Light Monkey headquarters in Lake City, Florida. As you can see, we're kind of quiet here, so it's a good place to get this set up. That's where we're at.
Who else do we have with us?
Let's check in on the bunker.
Yeah.
How you holding up there, buddy?
Hey guys, we're doing well. I'm down here in the bunker, aka the basement. We got plenty of stuff behind me. We're good to go.
Stocked up, plenty of supplies.
Keep it real, man. You guys ready for the show?
Is that where all my Steramine tablets have gone? What are you doing with my Steramine?
Yeah, Steramine, toilet paper. Becky, we got enough. You don't have to use both sides anymore, so you're good there. Okay.
You're disgusting. What have you been doing down there in that bunker, Dave?
Just cleaning up, staying away from you, staying out of trouble, not getting a divorce. That's the important thing right here.
Are you doing bunker exercises down there?
Yeah, I started an exercise program. 2 days ago? I started out with 5 push-ups. I got through that. Yesterday I did 10 push-ups. What happens there is now today I need to take a day off. So I just got a beer and I'm sitting back enjoying the show. Okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
Will do. Come back anytime you need me.
I like your hoodie. I like your hoodie today.
Right on. We're in for hockey right here.
That'll make T very happy.
We'll check back in with you in a bit there, Dave.
Sounds good. Enjoy, guys.
All right.
So Corey, how are we working the questions today?
So we're going to try a new format today on the questions. Let's try to hold off on a lot of the questions. I mean, you can post them, but we had so many from the pilot episode, it was tough to keep up with them all. So what we're going to do, we are going to have Pete Mesley as our guest today. We'll let Pete do a little introduction here shortly for anybody who missed the pilot. Pete is presenting on 3 subjects, Becky, is that correct?
Yeah, we'll see what the time looks like, but we're aiming for 3 subjects today. So definitely chime in with some questions, and then Corey will gather those up, and hopefully we're going to do the live questions too.
We are going to attempt to do live questions. So towards the end of the show, we're going to open it up for questions. I'm going to have a link posted in the chat. The comments stream that's running, feel free to click on that link. It's going to put you in the queue, have your mic on, have your camera on, have your question ready. You'll have a chance to chat with me for a little bit, and then we'll try to get you on this experience live with a question for either Becky or Pete or me, if so be it. I can come back in and answer any questions as well. We can question Dave in the bunker. So let's just have some fun with it and see where it goes.
Sweet. I know just everybody's tuning in just to see what Dave's doing in his bunker. and you're in the compound, right?
Sure, I can be in the compound.
All right. Well, where's Pete Mesley calling in from?
Let's see if we can find Pete.
Oh,
hey.
Peter.
Hey, Gus. How you doing?
Hey, good.
It's Tuesday morning here. 4:30 in the morning. No, I'm only joking. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We've changed back the clocks now, and we're now officially. I don't know why, because everyone's doing exactly the same thing that they did on Sunday before the clocks got turned back. But anyway, we're all in the same boat. But it's really good to be here, and had lots of fun on the pilot episode. So yeah, man, looking forward to a nice. Hour talking about lots of shit, so
Now, just for the people tuning in who don't know where you are, where are you, Pete?
Auckland in New Zealand. So we're Tuesday morning, so we get to witness everything before everybody else in the world. So welcome, happy Tuesday.
Can you tell me how Monday went?
Exactly like Monday. Sorry, girl?
can you tell me how Monday went, since you're in the future?
Well, Monday looked exactly like Sunday, with a small dose of Saturday, and in fact, Friday was the peak of the week, and so every day now is Friday for me, and being self-employed anyway, so it doesn't make much difference. But the only problem is that my wife gets to see my daily activities, so we're going to have to put rest to that pretty quickly. I've got to look busy now when I'm walking around the house, which is
no, I've been to your house, Pete, and I think in your office where you're sitting now, that's where you keep those giant calendars that stretch out like 3 or 4 years in the future of all your trips, right?
Yeah.
You just have it like, wiped in, and your wife is just doesn't know what to do because she's like, wait, you're not supposed to be here.
I'm looking at the boards right now, and it's just blank. So it's a clean slate, all good. We'll get through, And I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Beck, yeah, and
I like this too.
Keeping the faith,
Just trying to have a good time. It's the little things. It's like getting dressed in the morning. What's for lunch? What's for dinner? What's Pete up to this morning? What's Corey up to? Yeah.
Well, this live event has prompted me to have a haircut. Unfortunately, back in the days when I was a kid, I used to have a mullet, and I'm glad to see them making a comeback, because the mullet did me extremely well for the last 15 years. And unfortunately, unless it's a reverse comb over, I just can't grow it anymore. So all those people that out there that can grow a mullet, do it now, because you'll regret it later when you can't.
I think we're going to look back on 2020 and just see a lot of hideous haircuts, or really like crazy things with people's hair going on.
Yeah, well, I've been cutting my own hair now for quite a few years, and it can't get any worse than this. And I look forward to the homegrown haircuts coming out in the future. The pictures coming out, it'll be a bit of fun, wouldn't it?
So Dave is going to have me cut his hair pretty soon. He ordered some clippers online, and after 10 years of marriage, he's finally going to trust me to cut his hair. But he may end up having to wear that helmet permanently after.
Keep the helmet on, and then it can
cut around.
Perfect. Oh, like the bowl cut.
Use that as the template.
Yeah, he's not going to be about that.
Pete, for those of you that are joining us and may not be familiar with us, can you give us a little history, a little bio, little background info?
About myself? About
yourself.
How long have we got? We've only
30 seconds. Spin it out quick.
Oh, mate. No, just been came to New Zealand in 1994, but and I've been here ever since, and I learned to dive in England. Cut my teeth on the wrecks in the South Coast, in the English Channel there, Devon and Cornwall and all the rest of it. And just been focusing on the diving industry. I'm a course director, instructor trainer, all that sort of moolah, and just dedicated to keeping people diving. And I started off my travel business, Lust for Rust diving excursions and shock and awe, big animals, in 2005. Because I just realised that no one was taking anybody diving, so I thought, this is a good opportunity, and plus I wanted to get up diving more than I was. So, and here we are here. So I'm really lucky and really thankful that I've got a wife with a very good job. That's one of the biggest bits of advice. If you want to get into the diving industry and you want to make a small fortune, well, you started with a big fortune, but or a wife with a good job, So.
Certainly helps.
So that's me in a nutshell.
So you do a lot of diving all over the planet, but one of the places, we kind of brought this up on our last show, that you've done probably some of the most amount of diving has been in Truk Lagoon. I think you said 34 times, right, to Truk?
Yeah, 34 was the last November trip.
Outstanding.
So I guess kind of breaching our first subject, now that we've got a lot of people kind of tuning in and watching. So you guys have been working on a new project in Truk. Will you tell us how this Truk baseline project came about, and just a little bit about why it came about, and then I guess we'll go into the importance of it and why it's so fascinating.
Yeah, sure. No, perfect, man. obviously being I started hitting truck a number of years ago, like 19 years ago, 18 years ago, and just for those of you who have been there, we've got a lot of wrecks in very shallow water, and it's just a massive playground for wreck enthusiasts. And over the last 5 or 6 years, there's been quite a bit of collapse and all the rest of it. People are suddenly going, why are the wrecks suddenly collapsing? Well, they're not suddenly collapsing. They're like 75 years old. And I just turned 50 last year, and things are starting to collapse within me too. So if I ever get to 75, I'm sure there'll be things that are going to start falling off at will and willy-nilly and all the rest of it, so that, like, it's just the natural thing with the wrecks is that they are just falling apart as we speak. So one of the biggest things that I wanted to do initially was it was because I've had the luxury of seeing these wrecks over the years, and everyone's the same. You should have been here 25 years ago. We dived the President Coolidge. It was way better then than it is now. Well, that's just life, isn't it? So, but how cool would it be if we could actually take a picture, an image, forever that wreck's going to be? And you and I have been doing that for a long time, and we capture components of the wreck. All right. So I thought, well, and then I met this guy here. Now, how are we going to do with this? Can you? How are we onto that?
There he is.
I know that's it. Marcus,
it's a little smaller than us.
If you're zoomed in, mate, well, this is probably the scariest thing that I'm ever going to show live. Is a picture of your semi-smiling mug. Well, I met this guy, and he was kind of the catalyst, because I knew nothing about photogrammetry at all, and I thought, well, the cool thing is that I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I tried the photo mosaics about 12 years ago, and they were just rubbish, and then I kind of lost interest in all the rest of it, and then suddenly I started thinking, well, I started talking to Marcus. I said, look, I'd love just to do a baseline of the wrecks and trucks, so that, like, now. There's a lot of different reasons for him, like, when you're giving a briefing of the wreck. Let me see if this is going to work. Hold on.
Yeah, it was cool. So, like, I'd been following a lot of Marcus's stuff. I think because he was in truck a couple years ago, and I saw some stuff of the Betty Bomber that he did and some other wrecks, and I thought, wow, this guy's doing some really cool stuff. And I didn't meet him until November when I was in truck with you, and then Marcus, of course. And yeah, I mean, I've seen some photogrammetry, but this is just pretty cutting edge stuff.
Okay, so like now, those of you who like on the screen, this is pretty cool technology. Thanks, by the way, Corey, for making this all happen, and Beck, this is brilliant. And so like now, the coolest thing ever is to be able to have a wreck, not an artist's impression, because there's a lot of artists' impressions out there of what the wreck should look like. And when you're going on a dive, you're never going to see the wreck in its entirety. This is a 140 meter long ship. This is the Amagasang, and just looking at this image, like, there's so many possibilities that you can do, and the cool thing is that one of the big positives about this event that's happening globally, right? All with everyone having to stay at home and all that sort of stuff. One of the big positives about this is people are really starting to come out and giving information, and we've got a lot of time on our hands, and I'm seeing, Marcus is doing a photogrammetry workshop at the moment, and I think, Beck, you're on the workshop, aren't you? Also,
yeah, I got to tell you. So I'm doing Marcus's photogrammetry workshop. It's amazing because I'm learning something new. I'm learning so much, and every day I'm trying a couple different models of just things around my house, from like little statues to little penguin figurines. I baked some chocolate chip cookies the other day, and this is it's not easy to do. Like for me to just do a plate of chocolate chip cookies, I think took me half a day. And when I look at these shipwrecks, you know, a 500-foot long or a couple 100-meter long wreck, you know, and I saw, you know, you guys both do some of these models in a day. It's just super impressive. I'm definitely not at that level. I hope to be someday, but why don't we talk about photogrammetry? Like for the people that are watching that don't know what photogrammetry is, you know, can you explain to them what the concept is? Uh-oh. I can't hear you. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Basically, with photogrammetry, in a nutshell, is you just taking a gajillion pictures, okay, around the wreck, and there's this super awesome software, and that will all collate it and put it all together to give you an end result. Now, of course, what I'm doing is I'm super simplifying a very complex process, and you know. But just look at this. This is a can you can see that, right?
Oh,
this
that's great.
This is of the a wreck called the Oiti, which is one of the 2 destroyers and truk, and she's sitting in 64 meters of water, and got blown in half during Operation Hailstone in the 1940s, and so like now you're never gonna see this whole wreck like this, and how cool is that? You know, it's just super impressive, and every time I see this thing, I'm just so impressed. And so I said, right, okay, look, the usual sort of thing. Everyone goes, oh, look, listen, we've got no money. We want to do such great things, but it takes money, so therefore nothing comes off the ground. So I said to Marcus, I said, mate, come on, look, let's get something sorted out. So I started a big long dialogue with Marcus and said, look, what are we going to do to get this ball rolling? And we I ended up getting him to truk November last year, and man, this guy's a Trojan, absolute Trojan, and we've been quite careful about the information that we've put out online, because all this sort of stuff, it just takes buckaroos, man. It takes quite a bit of money, and so we've been kind of holding off and in the hope that someone's going to want to pick this up, like drain the oceans or anything like that, and to help us get some more funding so that we can actually complete the rest of the tasks. And
how many of the wrecks did you guys actually model on that November trip?
I think the number was 12.
Okay.
We've got
and a bunch of planes, and a bunch of the planes.
Oh man, look. So the cool thing about the photogrammetry is, there's so many uses for them, and obviously apart from the fact that when you're at the dive site, when you're there, you can say, well, I want to learn about what the wreck is looking like, its orientation, how it's sitting, where the points of interest are, and by having an artist's impression or a schematic, it's better than nothing. It's better than drawing your finger in the sand on the wreck. But having an exact replica of the wreck is just super awesome. So from a commercial perspective, that's pretty great. But then we started thinking, started looking at a lot of other ways that can help people, and you start talking about history, looking at the Second World War. Big naval battles and all the rest of it, and suddenly you can zoom in on ships that very, very few people will actually see, and then you could get a much better idea. And what I'll do is, I think it's I'll go back a couple, And
not to interrupt you, Pete, but one thing I've loved with photogrammetry, and there's a couple friends doing it all over the world. The photogrammetry you guys did in truck is amazing, and the visibility is really amazing. But I have some friends doing photogrammetry in the Baltic, and you'd never see more than a couple feet or a meter at a time of any given shipwreck. So they'll go around photogrammetry an entire shipwreck in the Baltic, and for the first time ever, and probably the only time ever, you'll actually get to see what the whole wreck looks like, because you'll never see that in reality because of the visibility in some of these locations. So that's another really incredible way I've seen photogrammetry being used.
Yeah, absolutely, totally, Beck. Because normally when we're in the UK, in UK waters and Baltic waters, we're sort of kind of going along the wreck and go, oh, what's that? Oh, okay, there's a gun, and then you move around and the Baltic divers, like the Baltic is just opening up. These wrecks are just incredible, and talking to some friends of mine over there, and it's the opportunities are endless for the wrecks that they're finding there now. But like you said, opening them all up, and I think John Kendall, he's doing some amazing stuff.
TV guys, John Kendall, Richard Lundgren,
man. Richard Lundgren, yeah, man, doing the Mars.
Yeah,
man, I'll tell you what, that's just like super exciting stuff. And like you said, with the photogrammetry and very bad visibility or pitch dark conditions, now you're actually lighting up and you're taking pictures, a gajillion more pictures. To light up all the different areas. And then, of course, it takes a lot longer because you're looking at, normally it's taking us about 4,000 to 5,000 images to produce these type of wrecks, and then if you're looking at something where you can only light up maybe 2 or 3 meters, now that 5,000 images turns into 1,500 images.
Oh no, I think I heard a presentation by John Kendall the other day, and I don't know if it's like on multiple dives, but I think he said they're up to somewhere around 60,000 images for the Mars project. I mean, for their photogrammetry models. So I mean, it's pretty mind blowing what they're doing. I mean, so for people out there who don't know other uses of photogrammetry, so one, for us, that's really cool just to be able to go, oh, wow, look, this is what the whole shipwreck actually looks like. But archaeologists can use it and take measurements from photogrammetry models. There's so many, you can make 3D printing, you can 3D print the shipwreck from the models. There's all kinds of uses.
Totally, so that's kind of like you hit the nail on the head. It's just, there's just so many uses, but the big thing here is that once we've actually got the information, technology is a beautiful thing. Technology is limitless, what's to know that what's going to happen in 10 or 15 years or 25 or 30 years time and all the rest of it. But one thing that we do know is these wrecks aren't going to last forever. Right. And if we've actually got an awesome image, like a 3D image of these relics, like, can you imagine if we had this technology 50 years ago or 40 years ago or 30 years ago, where these wrecks were all still fully intact? The Java Sea. I was on an expedition with Andrew Fockey in 2016, where we're diving the wrecks of the dust destroyers that went down in the Second World War. They were all gone. They were all removed by salvagers, and so like now you're talking about HMS Java. The Courtenay, things like the HMAS Exeter.
Yeah, now they're not even there anymore. So it's just holes in the ground. Yeah.
So having this model of these historic relics, I think for the future generations is a.
Can you throw up the picture of the OIT again? A couple people want to see some more of the models if you have them.
Hold on. Coming back into. Here we go. Corey, can you chuck the OIT on for us? Is it on?
So like the OIT, for example, my first time to truck was 12 years ago. And then I went again 3 years ago with you, and then this a couple months ago, and the OIT. When I dove it in 2017, I mean, amazing shipwreck. It had the gun, the gun sitting on the stern. I got an amazing shot of that. It ended up on Alert Diver magazine's cover, which I'm very proud of. But just an amazing gun on the back of this ship. But then a couple months ago, when we were diving it, that gun is no longer in that place. It's now fallen off to the side. It collapsed. So this is like kind of a perfect example of how photogrammetry can be used in the future. I mean, here it was only 3 years ago. I mean, everything was, sitting there perfectly. If we did a model of it, we would have had a model of that gun in place and then do another model, what you guys did this year, or I'm sorry, a couple months ago. And now you see all of the, what's collapsed over time. And I'm sure that's not going to be the end of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely, totally does. So, Corey, can you? I'm going to just exit out of this, and I'm going to go into the website-based section. So I'm just going to exit out of here and add the. What am I going to add? That, and then hopefully, if technology will prevail. Oh, look at that. Okay, perfect. So. What we're looking at the moment is that this is oh, look, we can even add shadow. Look at that. Oh,
ooh, fancy.
This is pretty cool. Okay, so what we're looking at, and you're totally right. So the stern sections, so in here, the stern section, this is where the gun is here. And that's all fallen away. So all this whole section here, that obviously the stern gun, the 4-inch stern gun used to be over here. So we kind of,
did that just happen in the last year or so? When did
exactly?
Yeah.
And so it's, as I keep on saying, it's a natural thing. Are we all upset that it's happened? Of course we are, but it's just the way things are. And with this photogrammetry, it can really help out. And Marcus did this wreck in one dive.
And this is 200 feet deep, so I mean it's pretty impressive.
And so like now, the distance between from the prop to the bow is probably about maybe 30 to 40 meters across here. 100. So 140 foot. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And you can see over here, these are the torpedo tubes. So you can gain a huge amount of information by these models. And I just, you know what I mean? It's just, I just cannot be more impressed with this type of modeling. Now, for me, when I first started on a personal basis, like, I'm like you, Beck. I'm an arty-farty camera guy. Like I make pictures, I make them look beautiful and all the rest of it. But and this photogrammetry, it really wasn't my thing. But the more that I've got into this, and again, you'll attest yourself. It's a massive learning curve, and it's not just sort of like, hey, I'm just going to go and take this up, and it's like someone buying a camera and saying, well, I'm going to take up underwater photography, and I'm going to present the next National Geographic cover page, which is it's not a zero chance that happening, but the chance is quite low, but the thing is, like now, is the good thing about people that have a lot of knowledge. I was talking to Marcus and Marcus's mate Simon Brown, who's it sounds like Simon's been the brainchild of these programs and all the rest of it, and they've created. I'm probably wrong in some elements and all the rest of it, but please do correct me in the responses if I am wrong, and correct me, please. But so INTD have brought out a photogrammetry course. We have also, which is brilliant, because the thing that, like, what starts something will end up being something a lot bigger and larger. And how cool would it be if we started a a worldwide wreck baseline. All right. So can you imagine, like, it starts now, and then people from all around the world are learning these new awesome skills. They're going out to their local wreck sites. They are creating a model of these wrecks, and we're putting it up for everyone to enjoy. And that is one of what has been created. One of my big objectives to look into, and that's what I'm aiming for in the future, to create this portal where it's free for users, people that just want to come in and enjoy these models. Commercially, people, if they want to use them commercially, well, hey, listen, we always need money. We like, everyone needs money for everything, and in order for these sort of ships and these wrecks to be documented, it takes time, effort, and money. And all we've been doing, this truck project, it's all been off my back. It's I've paid for everything. And I think obviously commercially it's quite sensitive information, all the rest of it. But what I would like to do is I'd like to give all of that out freely to everybody, to say, man, enjoy this sort of stuff. It's cool technology, and yeah, man.
Well, like, the idea too is, like, hopefully in the future, like, the more people that can learn photogrammetry and practice it, all these people that Marcus and John Kendall and, all these people are teaching, hopefully, maybe people that are coming on your trips to truck, they want to try some photogrammetry themselves, and you can start small. You can do the small things like, the planes inside the Fujikawa hold that, have started to collapse a little bit there, or some of the other wrecks, because the more people doing these photogrammetry models, the more of a baseline you have, right?
Oh man, absolutely. And
there's so many wrecks, you just can't, like 2 people or 3 people can't begin to cover all of them, especially year after year. I mean, and that's just one location, Truck Lagoon. So, I imagine you guys are looking for some help in the future, that, people who are interested in doing more photogrammetry.
Yeah, I set up the Truck Lagoon Wreck Baseline Project Facebook page, and since then, it was November last year that we set it up, and since then we've had a lot of people say, look, we want to help. How cool is this? This is brilliant. How can we help? And the biggest thing to help is to get some formalized training. Like Marcus is doing an online course at the moment, and I've been on it. I've been loving every second of it. And I know a couple of other guys are doing it, which is brilliant. And the more people that can learn this, and believe me, you've got to be patient. It's a lot of time and effort to be able to. You don't need
a haircut because you're just going to rip all your hair out.
Yeah, but the cool thing is, though, is that once you start seeing an end result, and you start small and you start building yourself up, then there's a lot of cool things that you can do. So Corey, can you just put us onto the website for me, please?
Hey, while he's doing that, Travis has a good question here. He asks, is photogrammetry work, can it be done in cave passages or interiors of shipwrecks?
Hey, listen, hold on there, Trav, mate. Look, you're going to steal my thunder here, because I've got to just bear with me for 1 second.
Sorry, Travis, I tried.
So all I'm trying to show you here is, okay, this is the infamous wreck of the San Francisco Maru. Okay, so you can see again my navigational skills aren't that good. So, like, you got all the tanks there. It is pretty cool, this technology. And then, like, now, I did my first 25 dives on the San Fran, and I realized that there was a stern section, and I spend most of my dives in the forward 2 holes, which is just amazing. And maybe you might want me to go a bit slower, eh? And so in the stern section, you can see there's all these torpedoes, and then there's lots of bullets and shells in this in hole number 3 also. Amazing. And is that me? Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, so I'm going to move over, and then for people starting out, I did this and this is just the bow section of the San Fran, okay? And so you can start with small little projects, okay? So this one here was 160 images, and whereas the San Fran, we did it in just I think it was just under 5,000. So the key here is, if you're going to set yourself out and get yourself sorted, it's looking, you can do smaller areas and of areas of interest, like a gun or the tanks or some point of interest, and you can get some results. And as I said, it's pretty cool stuff. So Trav, to answer your question about interiors, now we started getting into all of this now. Hopefully, can we see that?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite engine room right there.
Okay, so what we've got here, and I've actually taken a bit of time to work on this. So this is the engine room of the Rio de Janeiro Maru, and that's the electrical panels. And then look at this, man! How cool is that?
Amazing.
And this is all Marcus. This guy is a machine.
He does that on one dive. He just goes in there and just click, 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 click.
Yeah, and again, I guess it's like everyone's saying, "Oh, Becky, how come you just suddenly point the camera and these award-winning images come out?" And you say, "Well, yeah, man, I just pointed the camera, and you must have a really good camera."
Suddenly, I feel the pain. I don't know how. I can take a nice artsy-fartsy photo, but doing this is just mind-blowing to me.
So look at this, man. This is just pretty cool. But so like now, so we started thinking, okay, this is pretty cool. Let's start doing, and you can do inside caves. It's a lot harder, and those are technical questions, and those are Marcus questions, But
yeah, John Kendall as well has been doing quite a bit interior caves as well. So John Kendall from GUE, if anyone checks out his stuff, he's done quite a few.
Cool.
Like 3D.
So the thing is, like now, is that like my approach to this, as soon as I saw this, I thought, this is amazing, And then have a look at this other one here. This is the so this is going. It's still the Rio de Janeiro, and this is the twin helm station here. How cool is that, eh?
That's amazing. So like, what I also love about the photogrammetry models, selfishly as a photographer, I love to use these to like see the whole wreck, plan my dive, kind of plan my angles and my shots. I mean, just a really neat tool, and to see more than you'd ever see. Like, so that right now, where you have the Rio de Janeiro, it's actually on its side. So that's not really the correct orientation it was even shot in. So
no.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to even see it like that, sometimes when you're there, you don't even see that.
Hold on, I'm trying to move it around.
Yeah, but
I'm not very good at it.
You see some of these shipwrecks, and especially the interiors, in a completely different way than you'd ever be able to see it with your own eye.
Yeah, and so my approach to all of this, and again, this is just personal musings, but the fact is that if we took three-dimensional stuff of everything, then this it takes the joy out of exploration and witnessing it yourself and all the rest of it. So where I think that this is an excellent tool, it's amazing technology, and how cool is that? You can't. It's just so cool. But again, like now is we kind of focus more on the exterior, and you know what I mean, and more for navigational aids, and then let you experience the joy of witnessing it yourself, and again, who's to say that would you enjoy the cave better if you knew every corner, every turning, every rock outcrop, everything? Would you enjoy the dive better if you knew that knowledge beforehand? And some people might say yes, some people might say no. But hey, listen, it's an option, and this is the cool thing about this technology, is because like now someone will pick this up and they'll go, okay, this is really cool, and they will make a 3D model of the cave system, and it is impossible for it not to be amazing. And then you've now got this 3D model where you can look at in every angle whatsoever. You can travel down. There's a guy that came on the trip with me last year, Sean Twomey, and this guy is incredible. And I can't remember exactly what he does for a living, but he recreates all of these models, and he's working at the moment on the Shinkoku Maru, which had a massive wheelhouse collapse, and he's actually redesigning it to show what it used to look like, and then how it's collapsed. And again,
he animates it. Like he'll actually,
exactly
take it and then show the deterioration. He's doing some incredible stuff as well. Or he'll take the cockpit of one of the planes and put all the dials and gauges kind of back in and like kind of almost take them in and out. It's really interesting.
Right.
So Pete, another kind of a technical question. When you were just showing the San Francisco Maru there, kind of going around the shipwreck like that, so that was done in one dive, right? With two of you with scooters, and I mean that's around 180-ish. I mean it's 200 feet deep in the sand, maybe 160 on the deck, and like I don't know, maybe 200 feet long, something like that. Or maybe long. Actually, no, it has to be longer, maybe 300 or 400 feet long. But you guys did that in one dive, right, with scooters?
Yeah, we did, and again, I can't take credit for any of that sort of stuff. Marcus is he was incredible, and again, I was like the sous chef, he'd go, okay, look, this is what I want you to do. I want you to do this, and I want you to do that. So okay, and we carried on, and it's a big learning curve, and man, the results have been amazing. And he let me loose on 1-2 wrecks, which is nice of him, and he could have kind of like shook his head thinking, look, let me do it, it's this rubbish. And I'm only joking there, but like, yeah, we're all learning, and eventually the end result is to have, they say 60 wrecks in truck, but realistically there's about 38, which 38 wrecks, which are diveable. So we're looking at documenting those, and then
there's always going to be a learning curve. I mean, the only way to learn is to go out and do it and make a bunch of mistakes and then learn from those mistakes. So luckily for me, I'm just making those mistakes in my living room, trying on very, very tiny little objects right now. Maybe I'll graduate myself to like something like my car later this week and try to photogrammetry my car. But actually I drive a truck, so it would be a truck. But yeah, I don't know. It's fascinating, and it's hard work. But I love the end result when you get to see something like that and see these amazing models. It's really cool when it all comes together. So
it is, man. And the cool thing is that like this is kind of the next big phase, and everyone's excited, but what will happen is that people realize that you've got to kind of be dedicated to the dive to do these things, but the end results. And can you imagine eventually, there'd be 1,500 wrecks, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 wrecks on a database, free for everybody? How cool would that be? And then insert it into Google Maps and Google Earth, and you can we're going over the South China Sea. We'll zoom in on the Repulse and the Prince of Wales. Oh, hang on, they're gone. Well, they're not exactly gone, but you know what I mean. And so it's a pretty. I think if people aren't sort of like arty-farty photographers and they want to get their teeth stuck into some project, learn about photogrammetry, and the cool thing is that when you go on your dives, you've got some purpose, and creating these outcomes is just it's a really nice thing to do, and as I said, if it could all be free to the world, and then schools people learning about the Battle of the Savo and the Tokyo Express and the Battle of Guadalcanal and all the rest of it. They can come up with these shipwrecks, how they're sitting in deep water and all the rest of it, and they can have a look at the street.
History becomes alive, and it's more interesting that way.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's quarter
so
two.
we've got a lot of questions, so we definitely want to get to those questions. So why don't we transition, to our next topic, if that's okay with you, Pete?
Becky, let's just kill the next topic for a future date. I mean, we've been rolling in this 45 minutes. There's a lot of people on. There's a lot of people with questions. I'm going to put up the link.
Okay.
To try to get some people live here. Let's see how it goes. Otherwise, we'll just start posting questions up on. Great talk, Pete. So interesting.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful work, man. I'm blown away by it all.
And again, like I'd love to create and take the credit for that, but like the cool thing is that there's a lot of people out there with a lot of skills, and I'm really glad that Marcus has given up such a lot of his time freely, and
I'm glad that you've introduced me to Marcus, because now he's trying to change my life. He's like, Becky, you've got to just do photogrammetry. Forget that artsy stuff. When are we going to shoot models? I'm like, oh no. It's hard for me personally to look at a shipwreck and dedicate an entire dive or multiple dives, but I definitely want to do it and practice and contribute in some way.
Hey, just obviously we've as per usual of talked along far too long, but the other half of the talk that I was going to do about the diving in Southeast Sulawesi, hopefully we'll have another time where we can do that. And I know that Robin, he's tuned in. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning and he woke up.
No.
It's okay, mate. Go back to sleep. This talk is the stuff that Robin's doing at the moment is incredible. And it's all, and this is a whole talk in itself, I'm a cave noob,
We'll have you back. I mean, you're so well known for shipwrecks. I think people need to know that you're also, getting into wet rocks.
And this was like this whole thing, the Southeast Sulawesi stuff is absolutely virginal. It's never ever been dived in. So Robin,
maybe in 2 weeks we'll have you back, and we'll talk about that too. We're trying different things on the program, this one's all about you, Pete, but then on our next show next Monday we're going to have 3 different guests come on, and just try to keep changing it up and keeping it moving. So you're welcome anytime.
Okay,
awesome. Cool. Yeah, we got lots of questions going on here. Somebody was asking about the software. What kind of software?
Agisoft. Travis, how you doing, buddy? The thing is, the technical questions, I'm going to refer, I'm kind of like the skin deep sort of questions, all the technical stuff. We could probably defer to Marcus and all the rest.
Marcus to call in, so he
can questions. Long time listener. So Agisoft, right? And it's the consumer version is not expensive. It's a couple of $100,
And you can do a 30-day free trial too. So right now I'm on they have a standard and a pro version. You can do 30-day trials on each of those versions. So, you can grab the standard, do your trial, practice around with the program. That way, before you buy it, you're kind of getting used to some of the features.
Right. Hey, Neil, how's it going, bud? Again, an amazing photographer, Neil Vincent. Bloody hell, awesome. Very inspiring. Where's the link to Marcus's workshop? We'll put it up somewhere. It's
been private up until now. But
yeah, it has been private.
Good job.
It's don't stop taking pictures, mate. I love looking at your stuff.
Oh, he says Marcus says his daughter's trying to sleep, so he's not going to be able to tune in with us. That's okay. He's been shooting photogrammetry models of his baby girl, who's adorable, but he'll put up a whole model of his kid. I'm like, you photogrammetried your kid. It's great. You can do it with anything.
Again, all right there, Jason, mate. Can the data from various users using different cameras? Again, a Marcus question, but I think it's very difficult. The key is to learn about doing the small projects, and I'm learning at the moment about joining bits of the wreck together, and it is doable, but you need the pro software, which is like £3,000 or about $4,000 or $5,000. But the cool thing is that Marcus is a dream at the software, and for we're talking at the moment about getting because they're two very different disciplines, and information gathering and collating that information on the software, and we're just trying to work at the moment about people who can't be bothered with the software component. They'll take all the pictures, we'll upload them to a cloud, and then try and put them all together for you. So we're working on that. Sorry, I couldn't answer your question properly, bro.
Our buddy Corey Kerr, who got up at like 4 a.m. to watch us live here, he's wanting to know about the camera setup and what kind of lighting you're using.
Corey, you troll. How you doing, buddy? Have you had a haircut yet? This guy's got this.
He never cuts his hair. Are you kidding?
And, nice to see you, mate. Look, it's great to see a picture of you and not to hear your voice. It's brilliant. Basically, we set the cameras up on scooters. Now, if I was organized, I would have had a picture of it, but I'm not. We set the camera up on a scooter with an intervalometer. Where basically the camera's just taking pictures like this, and then we scoot it around the wreck. Now, if you don't have a scooter and you're holding the camera manually, then you just got to like click, 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 click. So, and lighting, it's a big issue, mate. If you want color on the models, then you've got to bring in the artificial light. But there again, it's kind of do the course, mate. Do the course.
Oh, he's trying. We've been chatting back and forth. He's been trying.
Okay. Yeah. Where are you, Corey? Where is Corey?
I think he's back in Perth.
Okay.
Australia.
Right. Yeah. Australia.
Wherever it's 4 a.m. in Australia, right?
Nice to see you, mate.
What other questions do we have? Corey, are you going to bring in some people?
I'm trying. I have nobody staged, so I'm not sure if the link wasn't seen or nobody wants to join us.
Hey, people, check your. Is it on Messenger or?
No, it is on the comment stream up a little bit. I posted a link for anybody who wants to jump in and join us. Talk to Becky and or Pete or me. We can hop into the bunker with Dave. Or if we're not getting interest there, we can.
I'm just reading here. Sorry to interrupt. There's a message here from Young. He says, Dewey instructor Keys Beamster, please apologize if I get your name wrong. And he says, teaches a 4-day intensive photogrammetry course out of Seattle. Again, just do some research. There's probably a lot of very talented people. Oh, there we go. There's a lot of very talented people, and it's just. But don't get me wrong. Manage your expectations. This is not easy, and you're gonna have to take some time to do it. But all I'm saying is that the end results, and if we put this on a worldwide free platform, which I'm working on, can you imagine who can enjoy your wrecks from Seattle? And enjoy them in New Zealand. I for one would look forward to that. Hey, Mike, noise. Oh yeah, mate. Noise from me, or camera noise. Yeah, mate. Fish. Oh man, that software doesn't like fish. So we call it bioscatter. A bioclutter. It's termed. The best thing to do is tuna bombs. We kill all the fish around the wreck, introduce a couple of lionfish. I'm joking. Yeah, it's a big problem. Anything that moves, just because of the pictures getting taken, anything that moves is just a major hassle, mate. So, I don't know, maybe getting closer. We get closer to the wreck, you're going to have to take more pictures. If there's lots and lots of marine life on the wreck, which is awesome for us arty-farty photographers, but not so good for 3D stuff, mate.
Just get your buddy to keep doing this to like
Yeah.
scare all the fish away. Somebody asked if you can do it with video, not just still photography.
Yeah, you can. And again, yes, you can. But the thing is that now, again, like this is like talking, like me, a 4-year-old talking to a person, an adult, is like in this type of thing. And those are like technical Marcus questions, But on a video, even if you like the video frame size that you capture is a small, like 1080p, 1920, 1080p, as opposed to a 50 megapixel, 5,000 pixel frame. Is a lot bigger, more detail, gives you much better results. So yes, you can video, and oh, who's that?
Oh, we have somebody. Hello.
Look at this, the power of technology. Who are we speaking to?
It's Michael Richardson.
Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Michael, where are you
Good.
calling in from?
I'm calling in from the western suburbs of Philadelphia, not too far from Becky.
I know what's going on.
Hi.
Nice photo
Mate.
wall.
Thanks.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I got
So-
my West Skiles dipolder poster up on the wall back there.
Very
One of the only places you can see dipolder right now. Thanks, Dan.
Ooh.
What can we do for you, buddy? Or are you just here for the? What's your question there, dude?
Oh, you there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a lag here. So
Sorry, man. That's because you're coming all the way from New Zealand, So
Did you have a question for us?
yeah, it's interesting. I'm late to the meeting, but can you tell me what camera platform you're using?
You can use any camera. You can use a camera phone. I mean, to start out with, but then you can work your way up to point and shoot or DSLRs.
as long as it's not Canon, mate. No one likes Canon. Nikon. I'm joking.
I
man. I'm
second
joking.
Nikon, but I think Marcus did all of his models with a Canon, 5 Mark IV or something.
We're not talking about Marcus. No one likes Marcus. Yeah. So any camera platform, mate, that you can use it, and the biggest thing is that when you're taking these images is the shutter speed, because then if your shutter speed is too slow and you're moving, you're going to get blur. Anything which isn't pin sharp, then it's unusable. So so shutter speeds. If you're using a Canon, I think the Canons only sync at 2/50th of a second with the strobes. With the far more superior Nikon cameras, they sync it. I'm joking, but I think that the Nikons sync at like 3/50th of a second or something. So anything which the faster shutter speed is better. But any camera at all.
And how close to the wreck are you when you're doing your dash?
Depends on the visibility, mate. If the vis is stellar, then you can get away with murder. If the vis is terrible, you got to get a lot closer, and also if you want color, then your light can't travel more than about 2 meters in the water. But you just got to take more pictures. All right, perfect, mate. Good to see you. Is it with Seattle that you're in?
No, he's in
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. He's like up the road from me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We can't see each other though because we're social distancing. But he's he's down there.
Yeah. Just say it's a hi from down under.
Cool. Thanks for joining us, Mike.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
It's good to talk to you. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was awesome.
First live question.
Yeah.
So exciting.
That was fun.
Hey, my friend Katrina wants to know, is the plan in truck to do the photogrammetry models on the wrecks like every, let's see, to track the degradation on the wrecks?
Okay, yeah, man. So again, all these projects start small, and then now suddenly I'm going, oh my goodness. Now, once I've got a baseline of all 38 wrecks, what can we do next? And can you imagine over like a 20 to 30 year period, like getting a 3D model every year or every 5 years or every 2 years, and then you can watch the degradation. And for scientists and for archaeologists and architects or marine architects or whatever, can you imagine seeing how the wreck just falls away? And I think that'll be pretty cool. And that's what we're aiming to do. But to do a full scan on 38 wrecks is we're going to need a team of people 24/7 to be able to do that. Now, hopefully that's what the idea is to be able to do that, Katrina, and get the baseline done first. So we'll walk before we run. We'll get the baseline, and then with the 38 wrecks, look at maybe every 3 years to scan them.
We got to get Katrina up to speed. She's joining us in truck next May.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Do your photogrammetry course beforehand. Yeah, that'd be brilliant, Katrina. Yeah, man. We'll start you off light on the Amada-san or the Fuji-san, and yeah, man, it'll be awesome. Looking forward to seeing you, by the way. Any other questions?
No, Chris, we have not tried using. I have not using tripods yet for that. I think that's way advanced right now for what we're doing.
Well, while we're waiting for the questions, what can I?
We should check in with Dave in the bunker.
Yeah, what's Dave up to in the bunker?
We should see what Dave.
I'm not sure that's something we want to do.
Is he not?
Oh.
Hey. Oh, c'est à toi. Nice, mate. Nice. So what's going on?
I turned your audio off. You're on now. Go ahead.
Becky, we made one mistake while building the bunker down here.
Oh no.
Yep. We don't have a refrigerator down here.
Oh, fail.
Leave the bottles outside. Isn't it cold outside?
It's like warm outside.
Well, maybe Dave, you could dump all the camera gear out of one of those fancy Pelican cases and just make a cooler. I got my Cinebag back there, my square grouper bag. That makes a great cooler.
You do. I just don't want to get the toilet paper wet. You know, that's important stuff back there.
Yeah.
How we're looking. So listen, we're over the times. Are we going to keep on going, or is it we're just?
Well, while we're waiting to see if there's any more questions coming in, I've got some dive news to share. So next week, next Monday. So we're not going to do a program this Friday like we did last Friday. I'm going to be joining DiveSoft Thursday at 1 p.m. to do an interview with them, similar to this kind of stuff. So tune in on Thursday with DiveSoft. They're doing some really cool talks with some special guests. So our next talk will be Monday, next Monday, the 13th. And we're going to have on with us special guest Faith Ortiz, and she's going to talk about dive travel. I think something really fun to talk to her about would be that she's dived all 7 continents, and it would be really cool to ask her what like her favorite dive is on each of the continents, and what she's been surprised with. So Faith Ortiz is going to join us from Blue Green Expeditions. We also have Anthony Tedeschi. He's going to talk to us a little bit about side mount rebreathers and using side mount rebreathers as bailout rebreathers. So that's a hot topic right now. And we're also going to have the one, the only Bill Bird Ostrich join us from Florida. He can give us a manatee update. He can give us an Udi update, and just be Bird because he's entertaining, and so why not? So that's on our list for our next episode, and then we've got some dive news happening. So we've got happy birthday to Dean Martin of Apex and Aqualung. Happy birthday, Dean.
Happy birthday, Dino.
I'm sure you're going to send us a little a happy birthday drink of whatever you're doing right now. And I also have to wish Dave's mom a happy birthday because it was her birthday yesterday. And a big congratulations to Kevin and Kelly Bonds. They had their very first baby, a baby boy. They named Casey on April 3rd. So this is Kevin Bond's new little baby boy, our future little diver. And super cute. So big congratulations to those guys. This is some really happy news, and wanted to share that with everybody. Kevin was with us in truck too in November.
Congrats, Kevin. and your lovely wife. I'll throw my daughter's birthday Sunday, Easter. So while we're all wishing happy birthdays, wish happy birthday to Madeline. She'll be 8.
Maddie, happy birthday. She's going to be 8, right?
She will be 8.
My gosh, that's crazy. She's getting old.
No, here's what's crazy. Look what I found.
Oh, I am a photogrammetry model. Yes, this was my big moment in life. Forget the Emmys. Marcus modeled me. It was cool. He made me he's like, get down on the bottom and be really still. And I still wasn't still enough for him, but it was a lot of fun. So it's amazing the detail he can get, even in a diver.
Corey, are you controlling the model?
Yeah, I can. Let me.
Okay, you can zoom in, and you can actually see Becky's eyes. Just no, that's the wrong end. That's the wrong end. No.
If you go zoom far enough, you'll get to her eyes.
Yeah,
so let me. I'm completely
shift
new to this. Shift.
I'm still waiting for my Christmas model. I need somebody to 3D print this so I can give my mom one so she can put it on her Christmas tree.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
It's pretty cool, eh? And
Oh, wrong button.
My camera arm
What do I hit?
appeared in there.
There's,
You can
there's
still,
the eye.
yeah,
it's pretty cool, eh?
that's awesome. That was the highlight of my trip.
Yeah. Well, there's a million things to do with this sort of stuff, and it's super exciting, And I think the more people that learn about this, it's just a new tool, isn't it? And I thought, like when I first started getting into it, I thought, it'll be all right. But the more I get into it, it's just the results are amazing. There you go. That's all the technical stuff, Marcus can.
Marcus is with us. He's just, yeah. Hey, Murph.
Chatting
What's going on? Murph was in a bunch of models too.
Anthony pointed out that I believe today is Stan Wetterman's birthday as well. So happy 93rd to Stan Wetterman.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, mate.
One of my photography inspirations.
Yeah. I'll be lucky if I hit 51, which is in 9 years' time, might I say.
Oh.
I can't fool anybody.
Oh, Kevin just chimed in. Just reminded Marcus to add the file. Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
And,
the 3D.
congratulations, Kev. Have you figured out who the father is yet? Just kidding, mate. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Ouch. Poor Kevin. Can't even talk back. So we couldn't get any more live questions up, Corey?
No, we just had the one. Nobody else has chimed in. Hopefully hopefully more people will. Your mom just chimed in, Becky. Hi, Becky. So
Hey, Mom. My mom's
watching
for Antarctica, so I'm wearing my mom's gift to me today. We all have fun shirts on.
Faith just corrected me that Stan is 97.
97. Wow.
Hey, Faith, I'm coming to see you in Antarctica sometime. Oh, I'm going. Once I saw Becky's
You
picture.
better have your fully heated undies, Pete. You're gonna want it.
It's just water. It's just temperature, isn't it? It'll be great.
Woo. It's okay. Everything goes numb. It's all good.
All right. Well.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we have for right now. But tune in next Monday for our next episode. And thank you so much, Pete, for being here with us.
Hey, anytime, man. It's just what you and Corey are doing is it's a breath of fresh air, and I'm really, 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 really privileged to be a part of it, and a small part of it. And
you've been a much bigger part of it.
But yeah,
Pete, thanks for being here, man. It was really, really cool to see the stuff. I wanted to get to the caves so bad because you sent me the Smug Mug stuff, and the images that you brought back from that was great and looked like such an exciting expedition. So we're definitely looking forward to having you back, and we'll get off of this topic and get on to the next topic. But the engagement was great. We had a lot of people join in, a lot of cool questions being asked, and I could almost see the excitement through the comments that were being posted. So yeah, spot on, mate.
And any questions that, Pete didn't get to, maybe if he's got some time, we can go back later. Or Marcus, I see him chiming in, so maybe he can help answer some of the questions that everybody had that we just didn't have time to get to. after the show.
I'll answer all the questions. The non-technical, I'll defer Marcus. So I'll all the technical questions. Our guy, this guy, Marcus, can do that, and I'll do all the 4-year-old questions. Like the what's your favorite color questions.
I just can't wait for my quarry to open up again, so I can jump in the quarry and try some bigger objects underwater.
Isn't that Corey?
The quarry.
Oh, Corey. Okay.
Lost in translation.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good. Thanks, everybody. I guess if there's nothing else, we're gonna shut it down and look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. Keep safe, everyone.
All right. Take care.
See you.